Hey, what's up, agents? And it's me, Sunny in Colorado, and welcome to the Digital Agent Academy. Today, I wanted to talk about Exp Realty itself. You know, there's many brokerages out there, whether they're the big wigs that you know of, the big red, white, and blues. Um, you know them, the Keller Williams, the Remax, etc., etc., or whether they're just boutiques of private brokerages in the area. But basically, they all kind of run the same gamut, you know. But the one big difference between EXP and all the rest is that all the rest have brick and mortar buildings. There's rent to be paid, there's franchises to be paid. So, as an agent, what you're basically doing is renting a desk at most of these mortgages. Yeah, you will have floor time, and you're going to have to organize that with most other agents that already have floor time, or who gets the best floor time. And all floor time means is that you get to go sit in the office and hopefully somebody will walk in and you'll have an inbound lead that's looking for real estate that you can assist them with. At EXP, we don't have any offices. Everything is in the cloud. We have virtual pretty much everything. We have a whole world that we log into, walk around just like you'd be walking around in another world, or you can just skip the whole reality of walking around and use a menu and tell you where you want to go. If I wanted to go to my state broker's office to ask a question, or maybe I had an accounting issue that I needed to resolve, I go online any time of the day. Click on the state that I want, go into there, ask questions as needed. If for some reason my particular broker is not available and it's just a regular real estate question or something specific to EXP, like an accounting thing or something to do with internal workings of EXP, there are plenty of people that are actually employed by EXP to be there pretty much all the time. So, being that I'm in the United States, if it's midnight at 1 o'clock and it's something I just can't get off my mind and I need to do, I can go on there and go to Australia or Germany and talk to a representative there, because EXP follows the same rules when it comes to everything internal there. So that is a benefit. If you feel like you need an office, we do partner with Regus. So there are beautiful offices that are available to use for free. And basically, you get this app. You fill out your information, and anytime you need to use those offices that are located throughout the United States, you basically go there, put in your code, and that opens the door for you. They have people that can assist you with anything you need. There's copiers, printers, all those type of things as well. And you can rent from them at a discounted rate big office buildings if you need to have like some kind of executive meeting with a big long table and have a whole bunch of people there and all that stuff like that. You do have the availability. You do have that available to you, that you can rent those out at a discounted price. So in terms of this, most agents that are out there killing it anyways aren't spending time in the office. They're either on their computer, out in their car, out in the world, helping somebody do the things that make money for them. So I guess the question is, do you really need an office? How much does the office mean to you? How much assistance do you get there? Are you in an office and still not making any money? I think that would be a weird thing. I can see how maybe you would join a cloud agency like Exp Realty and feel a little lost if you end up with the wrong organization, perhaps. Maybe you signed in but didn't know where to go. It's going to take you a lot longer to figure out where to go and how to get things done. Where to get classes, where to get training, coaching, all these different type of things. It might take a little bit longer just because you may have signed up with somebody that doesn't have a lot of support to give you, besides pointing you in the direction. If you have any questions about our organization, the Wolfpack, you can probably just Google us online and see the Wolfpack. We're one of the top when it comes to EXP. We have our own boarding. We have 5 masterminds a week, and this is on top of everything that EXP provides for you. So every question you have about EXP, we already have the answers for you. We have training. We have social media training on every single platform. We have icon agents. We have some of the top agents just within our organization, within EXP. And what this means is, I know it can get a little confusing here, but EXP is the brokerage overall, and within EXP, there's all these little organizations And they all have different names, but what it is they'll have, if you just came into EXP, there's going to be 7 people above you, and you can build your own organization with 7 people below you. And the best part about this is you get to use all the resources, 14 layers, and you're right in the middle, 7 layers up, 7 layers down. If there is 5 agents above you, so for example, what that means is if you came in and you came under Bob, he's your sponsor. Bob probably came under Tina. Tina came in under John. John came under Joe, etc., etc. So let's say 3 up. Someone like Tina, and she is a super investor, has all these $1,000 courses that she normally offers to people. If you belong to that particular organization, like in the Wolfpack, you get all of their training and everything for free. Everything they offer, they just give it to you for free, including access to them. Now, I'm not saying you would actually just go to this person and say, hey, I'm part of your organization and I'm 7 people deep. I have a question for you. You should go to your sponsor first, and then from there you can travel where you want. But you do have access within EXP to pretty much everybody in the organization. We have a thing called Workplace, and it's basically the real estate version of Facebook, but it's all the EXP agents belong to Workplace, and you could pretty much reach out to anybody. If you have a question about something going on in Texas, you go in there and top producer in Texas, boom, they'll pop up, and you can pick whoever you want, shoot out a question. There's all kinds of groups and all the same stuff that you see in Facebook. It's just a real estate world of Facebook. There's groups for referrals. There's people that don't even sell real estate. They just issue out referrals all the time. They go get people that want to buy in other states, and then they refer them out to other agents at 30%, 25%, 20%, whatever they're doing. And one of the best parts of EXP is you can build. So if you're in let's say you go buy a franchise, right? And all the franchises are all individuals, even though they fall under the same bloom of one organization. You go buy a franchise, you're going to be liable. You have to pay your rent. You have all these E&O insurance. You have all this crazy stuff that you have to do. You're going to be liable for all your agents because you're their managing broker, etc., etc. And in EXP, it's all under one house. And what I mean by that is if you were to build an organization, so let's say, for example, you joined the Wolfpack and you decided, I want to start having my own realtors underneath me, and you build a team. You can do that without all the liability. You can have people working underneath you and making residual income and not having to monitor them. They don't have to okay stuff to you. There still is a managing brokerage overall for every single state or country that you're in to make sure that you're doing things in compliance. But you can do it without the liability, because as you build your team, per se, they just do what they do. They sell property. And there's a way to make residual income that does not affect their income at all. The brokerage pays you money to have agents that exist underneath you, and you don't have to do anything. But if you are a person that specializes in particular types of trainings, that just increases your value, your team's value, the organization's value underneath EXP. And like I said, this is just on top of everything that EXP provides. So moving on down, your normal agent's going to have a brick and mortar building. They more than likely have a franchise fee. They might have desk fees for you to use a particular desk. But it's just a lot of stuff. If you really think about it, it's all the stuff that you can have on home, especially after COVID. We know how to work without offices now. It actually makes us more efficient when we're good at what we do. But that's just one of the big things that I want to bring up about Exp Realty. Now that we're 10 minutes in and all I did is just blabber our mouth about some differences in the basics of how real estate works, let's just talk about commissions at EXP, because this is one where a lot of agents that do not belong with EXP, that may belong to all kinds of other brokerages, leave a lot of money on the table. And the reason for that is the way that agents usually get paid. You go start with a brokerage and you're either making 60-40. That means you keep 60% of your commission and you pay 40% to your brokerage, right? There's 70-30, 80-20, 90-10. There's 100% brokerages, but there's other things involved with 100% brokerages as far as fees for belonging to that brokerage. Everybody's going to work a little bit different, right? So you may even have multiple agents at your one office that may do 80-20, but somebody else negotiated and they got a 70-30, so it doesn't mean that all your agents are equal inside your office. At EXP, all agents are on an 80-20 split. When you first start, if you have not produced, if you've never had a contract, you will have to complete 3 contracts with a mentor. So your first 3 contracts will be a mentor that's assigned to you, hopefully in your zip code or very close to you, that you can actually meet with them and learn from them, like just do open houses with them, see what contracts, how they perform, how dealing with lenders, the do's and don'ts of an actual person being with you. So usually, like I said, if you've never did any type of real estate work, it's mandatory that your first 3 contracts are done with a mentor. And what does this mean? Well, because the split is usually 80-20, but in these particular 3 transactions, it's going to be 60-40, because 20% is going to go to your brokerage, 20% is going to go to your mentor, and then your 60% is going to go to you. After you complete those 3 transactions, you get rid of your mentor. Not to, hopefully you had a great mentor and maybe they even had a great team that you learned a lot with. You do not have to lose a connection with them. You just won't owe them any money anymore for assisting you with all your contracts. From that point on, you will be in 80-20. So you make 80%, your brokerage gets 20%. But EXP has a $16,000 cap. And what that means is as you pay that 20%, depending on what homes cost in your market area, that 20% can be paid off quick. And especially in the luxury market, you can pay off that $16,000 in one shot. So just keep that in mind. Once you reach that $16,000, you now get to keep your full commission. So everything after that to the end of your anniversary year, you will get 100% of your commission. So if you had to sell 5 houses in order to pay $16,000 to your brokerage, at that particular point, the next home you sell, if it is a $15,000 commission, 100% of that is yours. The only thing obviously you're going to be paying for is your E&O fees and any kind of paperwork fees and stuff like that. But it's all minuscule in the amounts of hundreds of dollars, a couple $100 to close those contracts. But in no way is it as crazy as belonging to an agency where you're paying 70-30, plus you're paying a franchise fee on top of that, plus you're paying desk fees on top of that. At EXP, it's $85, period. $85. That covers everything. That's your E&O insurance as you do transactions. If you're not doing a transaction, you don't have to pay E&O, but you are covered by a umbrella insurance per se. And when you do a transaction, that's when the E&O kicks in and you pay that fee for that particular transaction, the E&O insurance on that. So that works. If you have any questions or more about this, let me know. Hit me up. I would love to invite you to a Zoom to find out what our organization, the Wolfpack, provides and does beyond and above all other organizations within EXP. EXP is great, but just like any brokerages, they can have their faults. You can go to one max office and then go to another max office, and it's 2 totally different atmospheres. So if you're a new agent coming into the world, you want to make sure that when you do go interview your brokerages, make sure it's people you like. It's people that have the energy that you want. Because just because it's named one thing doesn't mean it's the same across the board. Remember, they're all each individually owned. When it comes to EXP, it's just one big brokerage. And then we have organizations within. Now, the organizations that you join within, depending on who sponsors you, if you're this super agent and you really just don't want to do anything with anybody, you don't have to. You can literally ignore your organization. All I'm saying is that it's just more meat and potatoes piled on what EXP already provides, and they do provide a whole lot, including if you just want to be mischievous in the world of EXP and meet other agents, whatever it is. Okay. So when you first become an agent of EXP, the initial startup fee is $149. That $149 does cover that first month, first month $85 that you would be paying monthly anyways. But that is your startup fee to onboard and get you started as an agent to hang your license within EXP Realty. As I mentioned before, the commission cap it's 80-20 with a $16,000 cap. And then there's even something more special after that. If you're a real producing agent and you produce 20 more transactions after you cap, so let's say you sold 5 houses, that made you pay off your $16,000, you're making 100% commission on every house after that. If you sell 20 more homes after that, you will become what is called a icon agent and receive an icon award. And your cap that you paid to the brokerage, get this, that's $16,000. That 20% you kept paying them, they give back to you in company stock. Amazing. So now you're vested in the company, you have stock, and each year, your very first transaction you do, you get $250 in company stock anyway. So you're always getting some kind of reward and being rewarded for what you do in a company, for being successful, making the company successful. And that is one of the great things that I find at EXP. I've seen in other brokerages and I've heard from other brokerage members to where they've joined and all of a sudden they're just on their own, and the people in the office really are just kind of like, you got to do what you're supposed to do. It's, when you become a real estate agent, you don't think of it as an outside business. This is you creating a business. It's just a little bit different than creating a normal business, but nonetheless, it is still just a business that you're the boss of. Okay? Nobody's telling you what to do except for the rules that you have to follow, but you're the boss. Remember that. What does your $85 cover? Well, actually, it's broken down like this. $50 goes towards, it's a technology fee. This is, like I said, this is your cost for doing business and working with EXP Realty. So this is what your your monthly cost is, $85. $50 of that is a technological fee that's for the technology that we use. $35 of that is for the university that's provided within EXP. Within EXP, we have EXP University, which covers everything from just how to get leads, how to talk on the phone, how to do marketing, how to make your best signs. I mean, there's just anything that agents can come up with, somebody teaches it. Okay, and these are taught by icon agents. So these are all top producers that teach these class over 50 hours of classes live all week long. Okay, and it covers everything. It covers agent attraction. If you want to be a recruiter, there's a class for that. If you want to be a top producer, there's a class for that. If you want to learn about marketing, investing, how to just use CRMs, use the tools of being an agent, how to do an open house, how to go through the selling process, the buying process, whatever you can think of and whatever an agent can think of, these classes happen every week, nonstop, on Pacific time. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's a great thing, and that's what your $85 covers. So it's not just being thrown away. You will literally see your $85 being put to work every day that you work. So keep that in mind as well. Moving over to transaction fees that occur. So you have that $40, which will be your E&O insurance on top of that, and a $25 broker review, making sure that the contract's good and legit and there's no holes in it and there's nothing wrong with it. That's pretty much it. I know. Like I said, if you want more information about this, hit me up. I would love to invite you to a Zoom, like I said, to talk about what the Wolfpack does above and beyond all other organizations, and probably including yours. All right. So that's all I'm going to do for right now. I will do more EXP videos in the future. I just don't want this video to get too long and boring. I'm already at 20 minutes. So agents, go out there, keep killing it. Remember, always forward. Do something that sucks every day. It's just going to make you a stronger agent. And remember your due diligence to your clients. Take care of them. Relationships over transactions. Take care of yourself.